Hello, all you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. It is that time again. Time for the um, Boxuchan unboxing. We have two boxes here. Both of them ended up being the same theme, which is fine because what's important is what is inside the boxes and not so much the theme of the box. Typically, you pick your theme, and um, I know last time I got one of each, but since that is not a normal option, it's possible. Uh huh. So, yeah. And normally I pick the Claire theme box, so that is what I got for both. And so it's going to be Claire versus Claire today. Um, Boxuchan is a anime mystery box, which primarily gives you anime DVDs or Blu-rays. Um, so typically, what you do is you go on their website. Um, if you order a box, you have an option to kind of fill out a little survey to tell them a little bit about the kind of anime you like, and that is what they do to pick anime for you. And if you're subscribed like I am, you'll receive a box a month. There's some different options you can view on their website, but I get two boxes a month. These are both deluxe boxes, so um, I should be guaranteed at least two full series in each box. But yeah, so let's unbox these, and just for funsies, we will see which one ends up being the, well, I guess my more preferred box. So yeah, let's go to the table. Welcome to the table view, everyone. We'll get a nice look at the theme graphic while I speak for a moment. But yeah, something I didn't get a chance to mention. Um, this is actually, this is probably not a service for everyone. Like, if you're very particular about the anime you buy, and if you're very just like honed in on collecting a very specific type of anime, then this service is probably not for you. But um I guess for someone like me, as an example, um comparing this with like video game mystery boxes, um when it comes to video games, I know what I want. So, them kind of mystery boxes always become kind of a little underwhelming to me. When it comes to anime, I do have an idea of anime I like, but there is so much out there that I do not know that it's just kind of much easier for someone else to give me recommendations than, if I don't like something, I can simply trade it in or something for something else I do want. And yeah, so when it comes to the anime kind of theme for this mystery box, it works for me, and I find it much more enjoyable than, say, the video game mystery boxes. And I also feel to some extent there's a little bit more better balance of value for your money in these boxes than I have seen with like the video game mystery boxes. But yeah, I will say out of the two boxes, this one is a lighter box, so um, I might take a guess, and there might be a plushie in here. But yeah, let's crack open the seal and see what is provided for us. As always, I'll give you guys the first peek, but it's normally just tissue paper. But we got the little pamphlet, which tells us some of the stuff in here. But yeah, how I typically do this is I pull out an item and show it off to you guys. And I definitely feel a plushie, so do we do the plushie first or save it for last? I have no idea. But we'll start with the... Ooh, that's an interesting feeling for a disc holder. Or not disc holder, but... Well, we'll start with the anime. Oh, that's a clip case. Ah, okay. I actually, the Animatrix. I actually seen this when it was back when it was first released. So I probably also had it on DVD. I don't even know if there's a Blu-ray of this. I can't remember anything from it, but it's like a bunch of short stories, I believe. I believe so. That is interesting. I was not really expecting this. The extras on the disc is also almost as long as the feature. Nice. It's not something I typically would throw on to watch, but it is something that's kind of nice just to throw on, oddly enough, since it's just like a bunch of short stories. I'm sure the disc is the disc is in fine condition, as you would expect a DVD, but it's cool with the, these clip cases are like a thing of the time, and they just kind of stopped making the clip cases. It was really kind of interesting. I know that I'm getting a bit off topic, but how the cover of it was also like a flap with all the information. It was nicely condensed for the clip cases. What else do we have? Alright, we have... Oh. We have something called Hero Equals Mask Complete Collection. It might be kind of hard to see with the wrapping on it. This is a Sentai Filmworks, at least probably an older release, because I have not heard of this. That, or it just never popped up. When did this release? 2021, so it might have been an older thing through Sentai Filmworks. Whose face is behind the evil of the mask? Um, yeah. I do not know anything about this. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, seems cool. It's very stylized, but it's hard to really say anything without me um, being able to go into any kind of detail with me not knowing anything about it. Cover looks cool. Could read the back, but I'm sure I will not do that justice. But I'm sure maybe if I can get a good. There you guys go. Have at it. And it's a 24 episode series, so that's not bad. There's still a few more DVDs or Blu-rays in here, so let's see. Yeah. I don't have a few. I think one series from Sentai Filmworks that kind of bummed that I didn't buy, but I've seen. But it went out of print from Sentai Filmworks. It was something called like Febuary. It was where main character solved these kind of elaborate puzzles. So it was kind of interesting. It was like 2 seasons or something. I'm just kind of rambling now. Who knows? Maybe I don't know how rare that is. I haven't tried to rebuy it or anything, or buy it or anything. So I don't know if I'd ever receive that in this box or not, but let's see what this is. From the New World, Collection 1. Episodes 1 through 13, 3-disc set. I will say, like, the covers to all of these anime that I receive in these boxes, they're always just kinda enticing enough. Like, this tells me this is gonna be more of a chill kind of vibe anime. Which this is also probably out of print from Sentai Filmworks. They used to do these collections, and then eventually they moved on to just releasing like full seasons, I believe, just in one set. I do. Now, I don't know if like this kind of layout part right here is actual like a scene from the anime, but the art style is like really nice. Again, this is like the first part for the 13 episodes. It's really sure the discs are fine. Yeah, they look spotless. Though I could show the disc art, maybe. I never know what I'm gonna get when it comes to anime, because sometimes these anime get a little bit more risque with their artwork. So I have to be mindful of that. And I'm sure if I had to guess, this other DVD is probably going to be Collection 2, which it very much is. From the New World, Collection 2. Episodes 14 to 25. Let that come into focus. Oh, that's a very nice kind of... I don't know if contrast is the right word, but kind of like the flipping, like you got the chill blue sky vibe here, and then you got the kind of more darker dusk background on the second set. That is really cool. Um, I don't know anything about the hang on. Yeah, okay. So they're different poses, but the characters are standing in the. Let me see if I can get it clear. The characters are standing in the same spot in just a slightly different pose. Like, you can definitely. It's. If I had to say, I would say they're kind of like look more happy in this one. I know I'm going on with this, but I'm this is just like my unboxing experience. I'm unraveling the thoughts that are going through my brain right now, and this has more of a depressing kind of tone on the characters, where this has a more happy tone, so that is really cool how they did that. Again, same kind of layout. You got your artwork kind of right here, along with scenes. But yeah, this is very awesome. Like I said, the covers kind of intrigue me even more. There's a little bit of a ring scratch on the disc, but it should be fine, at least to my knowledge of how. Then we got the disc art, which is like half the fun. Excuse me. Oh yeah. That is awesome. That might be my pick of this box. Let's see, is there anything else? There is a plushie in here, like I said. Sorry, I kinda saw it as I was pulling it out. It's a My Hero Academia theme one. Trying to think who this is. Like, wait. So, here, the funny thing is, I don't know this character by name. The name is Miro Togata. But is that the guy with like the from the face and stuff? Isn't that the guy with like the naval laser or something like that? But what's even funny is back on Black Friday when I bought a few of the Boxuchan boxes for the Black Friday sale, he sent me these kind of plushies, but with Dragon Ball Z characters. And I mentioned in that video that them plushies were like really cute. And I gotta say, this does not disappoint. I am kinda happy to have more to my Mochiba line of plushies. Has a little cape and nothing much to see other than the face, but that's what's gonna stick out is the face. I believe that is all in this box. Got a bunch of bubble wrap. Alright, I know if I leave the box open on the floor, a cat will jump into it and start playing with the bubble wrap, but let's go through the pamphlet to see what Boxuchan has to say about each item. So we have Hero Mask. In this political thriller, Hero Mask follows Detective James Blood. What a name. Discovers a terrifying conspiracy linked to a new tech, masks that grant powerful abilities. Interesting. Then we got From the New World. Saki and her friends have thought they'd lived in a perfect utopia for their whole lives. However, they soon find secrets that may just be the death of them. From the New World is a hidden gem that any fan of mystery and dramas will enjoy. Then we got the Animatrix plus Mirio My Hero Academia plush. Animatrix is highly regarded as one of, if not the best addition to the Matrix filmography. That threw me for a loop. Other than the first one, animated by multiple studios, it is a fascinating delve into the world of the Matrix. Also, here's a cool plush of Mirio from My Hero Academia. Thank you, Boxuchan. Now, we have another box. It's like Christmas every month. But yeah, it's the same theme. So, let's see how this Claire ends up being. This one feels a little bit more heavier. But that could be due to multiple things. We don't know which box will be better. But here is a nice look at the inside. Not that it reveals anything, which is good for you and for me. Alright. Got the brochure, pamphlet, whatever you want to call it, and let's start feeling around to see just what I feel. Is that something? No, that's bubble wrap. So, definitely I feel like a DVD case, and also something feels like a box set. And what's this on the other side? I don't know. We got a CD and another DVD. So, looks like my extra item will be like a soundtrack CD, which is neat. Okay, alright, let's just pull stuff out. See where I've seen this at some point. Oh, we got Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I have seen this at some point. I don't really remember it. It's a 2-disc collector's edition. I do remember this was a much better movie than Final Fantasy The Spirits Within, which, if I was to ever own that one, it would only be for a laugh. But yeah, neat. This is pretty much about on the same level as the Animatrix for me. Disc 1 is, yeah, the disc looks fine. And then we have disc 2. Yeah, disc 1 has feature film. and remnants of Final Fantasy VII Story Digest. Then Disc 2 has The Distance, Making Up Featurette, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, Venice Film Festival Footage, Sneak Peek of upcoming Final Fantasy VII games, Final Fantasy VII Advent Children trailers, and deleted scenes. So yeah, got quite a bit of packed into this movie. I am happy to get more anime movies because that's something I don't really grow a lot in my collection. So yeah, it's nice to have them. I kind of want to save this box set for last, probably. So we'll move on to the other side. Ah, neat. Neat. We have TV animation Full Metal Alchemist original soundtrack 2. Okay, this is not telling me what songs are on the soundtrack, but it's by Aniplex Inc., so neat. This is definitely like a import kind of soundtrack. Oh wait, no? Okay, one side has the Japanese title and the other side has the English title of it. Neato. Okay, this tells me some of it. Now, is this the... when did this release? 2004, so this soundtrack is based on the original release of the original Full Metal Alchemist series. Awesome. Which means I have to assume that soundtrack 2 is kind of like the last part of the season, or whatever you want to call it. I know it had multiple box sets, and it's probably just the last part of the series, the 2003 series, and then soundtrack 1 is probably the first part. That is awesome. Alright, we have another DVD. Don't know what this will be. Aha! Interesting. This is... So we got Chaos Head. This is interesting because this is one of the things where I see it online and then it's one of them things where kind of the cover of it kind of stays just in my mind to where maybe I'll put this in my cart, or maybe, but I always end up just skipping it by. So, and this is the Blu-ray plus DVD version, so neat. And this is the Funimation version. It's also, the anime is done by the Madhouse Studio, which is neat. I didn't know this was only a 12-episode series. But yeah, this is neat. Other than that, I know nothing about the anime. Just the fact that it has kind of a cool cover. And I definitely like the flip art, though. Oh, wow. So it must get a little bit graphic. It's showing the main character covered in a little bit of blood, so... And black is the DVD and white is the Blu-ray. Checking the Blu-ray just because they have a little bit more trouble when there's scratches. But yeah, I think the disc looks pretty good, as you can see. A little bit of blood on the main character, so that is interesting. That might be my pick of the second box. We still have one more kind of big box set thing. I don't know what it could be or what it's gonna be, but definitely was the weight of the box, and wow, that looks awesome. Aesthetically, this looks awesome. I love kind of the box sets I've been getting through this service, because it feels like you can't buy. They don't release the sets like this anymore. It's either like a standard Blu-ray, if it is on Blu-ray, and yeah, they don't do things like this for Blu-ray unless you buy like them $150, $200 like big. You can't even really call it like a box set, although they do, but like the Food Wars collector's editions, they release one for every season, and it's just this like big box, which is a box, but it has all these other little things in it. Like, it's kind of like you get the show along with like a little goodie bag in the box. But yeah, we got, I guess I should say the name of this, Speed Grapher, the complete series. Looks so cool. Then you got on the side here, got a guidebook, and then you got the cool artwork for the actual fold-out box whenever you slide it out. A little bit holograph on the back. This is a 24 episode on 6 DVD. I don't know what this is about, but aesthetically, this is my favorite thing in this box, and then we got, this is also kind of like I don't know, hieroglyphic, yeah, whatever the term is for like them, the shiny trading cards, whatever that's called. I guess even the front is kind of shiny, but it's not really like this though, or like this. Let's see what this has in store, because I'm sure there's going to be cool artwork. Like, look how colorful this is. That is so awesome. And then we got like all the purples and pinks going together. It's really it stands out. Oh my gosh. Colors was done brilliantly. Then you got the little episode guide for each disc, which there's 6 discs, and it just goes like, this is such a stylized box set. And I know I keep on saying that, but it is, and this looks so freaking cool. Let's see here, without ruining things. Okay, so this is, I can't get it good, but you got that fold out of that. Alright, let's just kind of folds back in on itself. Awesome. Then we also have a guidebook. Oh, that is interesting. It's like a little slip. What is it? Like a guidebook? It's a guidebook for each disc. Okay. And each one has a cover of a character. Oh, that's cool. It's a guidebook, but it's a guidebook for like each character. You get some art. So it's not like an episode guidebook, but it's like character profiles. That is interesting. Oh, wait. So this is actually the last guidebook, so I am going... Interesting. So, should be like this then. And then the first one we take out should be the... Ah, that's so cool. Oh no, it's a little bent. Let's... I don't want to be a little careful with that corner. So this isn't really... I guess this is like character profiles, but this is more like concept art for the first book and stuff. Oh wait, this ain't even in order. Well, that has to be... Okay. What do we got here? So this is the... I'm going to put these in order once we get back. Oh, well that's an interesting pose, to say the least. These character bios are not as deep, but they are character bios. And you got a few vehicle designs. Interesting. This is real. I know I keep saying this, but it's like super cool. I'm just gonna flip through this. Mainly I'm trying to see if these are gonna be in order or... Looks like these are gonna be like two of the main characters, like some kind of cop detective guy and this little girl. I don't know exactly what kind of anime this is, but... Okay. So then we got a full character bio of the one guy. Imagine the other full character bio we will get is of the young girl. Or I say young girl, she looks younger, but... Or not. Interesting. So yeah. Where did this fall in the... Did this have a... And now I'm trying to put this in order just because. Okay, this is the second one, so it should be like this. Okay. Neato. And then I am going to hopefully get this back in without it. Oh no, why are you not going in? There we go. awesome though, like super awesome. And you can kind of pick how you want it to look on the inside. Like I can put it in kind of right side up. I think I like it better with kind of the white though on the outside. Yeah. Okay, I believe that is it. It is. That is it, complete. And now we start to read what Boxuchan has to say about each item. Speed Grapher. I'm going to butcher this, but Saiga is a photographer who is attempting to show the corrupted underbelly of Tokyo and help better his city. So he's not a cop, he's a photographer. However, he gets involved with the goddess, a young woman named Kagura, who has an incredible ability. The two will go through hell in order to escape, a series filled to the brim with violence, sin, and power of all sorts. Speed Grapher is a fun ride from start to finish. Chaos Head. A psychological thriller with a heavy sci-fi twist. Chaos Head follows a young otaku who see visions of death not yet happened. What will he do when these visions mess with reality itself? Also, as a side note, this is part of the science adventure series along with Steins Gate and robotics notes. So I'm gonna assume what they mean by that is it's not necessarily that it takes place in the same world. It just means that I'm assuming that the creator of this also created these other two projects, I assume. Kind of like how Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, which is a PlayStation kind of visual novel. Well, not visual novel, but like a little, like a Telltale type games. But they don't take place in the same world, but they were made by the same game development team, so I'm assuming it's something like that. Let me know in the comments more about what that means for that side note. Final Fantasy Advent Children and plus Full Metal Alchemist original soundtrack 2. Famous for continuing the legendary game Final Fantasy VII, Advent Children follows Cloud and friends on another adventure. Also, here is the original soundtrack for the original Full Metal Alchemist. Awesome, awesome. Alright, so we have, gonna try to get a little bit. We have this in one box, which is pretty awesome. And we have this in another box. Both. I'm just gonna kind of do this like that. Both of these are super strong boxes, I would say. Um, which means purely my deciding point on which box I like better is gonna come down to purely just like instant thoughts, and I think I have to give box 2 the upper hand just because I'm a big Full Metal Alchemist fan. I mean, who isn't? And this was like a super cool box set that I think is awesome. And I don't, but like I said, I don't know how the anime is, but this is just from my instinct thoughts. So let me know in the comments what you think of these boxes, and yeah, till next month's box, I will see you guys around.